Afrikania Mission, advocates for African traditional religion, says it will sue President Akufo-Addo if plans to build a national cathedral materialize. At a press conference in Accra today, the group called the move by government to provide Christians a national monument a misplaced priority. They insist that government ought to pay attention to pressing national issues rather than fuel what they describe as religious divisiveness. There's more in this report.
The traditional religious body says President Akufo-Addo's resolve to build a national cathedral amounts to acting as a public relations officer for Christians in the country. National Youth Chairman of the Afrikania Mission, Fafapwa Agboji Sewunu, said the government's direct involvement in the construction process is not only unfair to all other religious sects in the country, but also promotes what they describe as a new form of colonialism.
Under the cover of Christianity, so many atrocities were committed against Africans. The deterioration of our cultural values today can be blamed on Christianity. Our educational system is also used to indoctrinate our children in schools. Afrikania Mission thinks it is a big shame if after independence, African governments are still busily promoting colonial values, which were weapons the colonial masters used against us. Our independence is meaningless and incomplete if it does not cover religious independence.
That's not all. The mission is outraged at the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs for organizing a Christian pilgrimage to Israel at a time when they say Ghana has numerous chieftaincy disputes begging for his attention.
We are totally not happy with the current Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs for his first flagship project of organizing and funding so-called Ghanaian Christians to Israel. Meanwhile, we are faced with a lot of chieftaincy disputes. Chieftaincy institutions, when handled well, can catalyze the development agenda of Ghana and government, and not the current way politicians have reduced chiefs to just decorative materials at state functions. What God needs from us is not a physical building to honor him, but a simple lifestyle changes and renaissance from our mind and thought, so that shrines could be built in our heart. For God does not reside in filth.
For his part, the third spiritual leader of the mission, Osofo Okonfo Achu Gova, said the unavailability of a national cathedral is not the biggest problem facing the country. Hence, the construction of a national cathedral will only open the floodgates for similar demands by religious groups.
If we must go back to pick the very weapon that they use against us, will it benefit us? And another point is that is national cathedral the biggest problem for Ghana. We know how there are some schools without a school building. The children go to school under trees. They sit on blocks. There is no bench for them to sit upon. So should we use that money for building a national cathedral? Now, after building national cathedral, will the government build a national shrine for the traditional believers also? If we are moving like this, when shall we solve our problems?
The mission intends to take legal actions against the president should he fail to heed their calls not to construct a national cathedral. Charity Emil Battels, JoyNews, Accra.